Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Today I'm looking at a book which has come to us from Edward Elgar Publishing Limited. They're an independent publishers of high quality academic legal publications and they're based in Cheltenham. This book is one of the books in their research handbook series in European law. It's a research handbook on EU energy law and policy, and it's been edited by two people, Rafael Leal-Arcas and Jan Wouters. Now it's available as a hardback printed book and also online, and the title that we've got for the publication, for our title, is A Comparative Law Compendium, the first ever research handbook on the energy law and policy of the European Union. And that's basically what you're getting with the book. Let's have a look at the book first of all. Elizabeth was the lead writer on the review, but we both had a fairly substantial discussion about the book. There it is. You can see it's part of the Research Handbooks in European Law series. There's the spine, and then there's the back of the book there. It's a heavy book, it's a hardback, and it's quite a heavy book. It's actually runs to 520 odd pages. The index at the back is by page numbering, and you can see there it's a very substantial index, which is very helpful. Certainly I found it of use trying to look things up. Then after that, working backwards, you've got the various bibliographical information, which is, again, in this case, it's at the end of each of the main chapters. You see there's another chapter. So you don't have a full bibliography at the back. It's the end of each chapter itself. At the front of the book, we have the front page there, and you can see on this side you've got the actual research handbook series of publications listed. So you can see what you've got there. You can see the two professors are mentioned as the editors. Then you've got the blurb about the online structure itself. You've also got a dedication, which I'll just show you there. There's a dedication by the two editors. And a lot of work goes into these publications. You've then got contents, and you can see the contents very clearly set up there. The various parts. There are in fact 4 parts in total and 28 chapters. You can see the way it's structured, and each chapter has the name of the person who's written that particular chapter, or the various people concerned. There are a lot of contributors involved, you can see there. I can't mention them all by name, but I'm very grateful to all of them for the huge amount of work that they produced. Then you've got a table of cases. Then after that, legislation as well, of course. And then after that, we get into the book itself. Do start by looking at the introduction, which is there by the two editors, which sets the scene. This is the first ever research handbook on the energy law and policy of the European Union. That's what our headline says. And it's interesting, bearing in mind we're about to leave Europe, in that sense, that they've come out with this book at this time. Having said that, we're still going to be involved for a long time anyway. But you can see the structure of the book. There's a bit of footnoting at the bottom. And then as you go into the book, you've got paragraph numbering. You can see at the sides there. Subheads and so forth with numbers. And again, there is quite a lot of footnoting. And that, of course, is you will find the references for that at the back of each chapter. And as I say, the book runs to 500 odd pages. Now, what do we say about this book? Quite a lot, actually, as it happens, because Elizabeth and I talked about it, and she looked at the book and came up with this draft, having discussed it with me. And then this is what we say: whatever the outcome of the problematical Brexit process, this new title from Edward Elgar Publishing Limited will certainly attract the attention of UK environmental lawyers and their European counterparts. We certainly think so. And it's of particular interest is the fact that, according to the editors, this is the first ever research handbook on the energy law and policy of the European Union. Now, we stress that because I didn't realise there hadn't been anything before this. I have to say it's amazing that it's taken so long, but we do now have it. whether we're going to, whatever's going to happen with Brexit, we're going to leave, as I see things happening. But the fact is that this is a very useful statement on what the policy is at the moment, and I think will continue, frankly, for some time to come. Now, 40 independent experts, international experts, have been brought together, including the 2 editors, and they contribute articles to the book on a whole range of issues specific to energy law and policy. Against the broader backdrop of international economic law and governance, they've carried out a formidable amount of research here, so you don't have to, putting it bluntly, and that's, I think, one of the great things about the Elgar publications. They're bringing together a lot of information in one place, and that saves a lot of time. It's one of the latest Elgar titles, and the book takes its place as the 15th in Elgar's research handbooks in European law, in the European law series they've published, which aims to present the latest thinking, research and practice across the field of European law. It's consistent with other titles in the series that this handbook is intended to provide authoritative and informed coverage of a vast and multifaceted area of law, contributing generally to ongoing debate on a range of current issues. And in this handbook, the range is wide indeed on environmental issues which become increasingly urgent as time progresses. They're not going to go away, these issues. They've been with us for 50 years or so, very, very much to the forefront, and it's going to continue. Like EU energy law itself, then, the book is divided into 4 broad categories, each covering the most salient aspects of energy law. They can be listed here as institutional, external, that's relating mainly to global and geopolitical issues, economic, social and legal, and finally environmental and technological. So you can see that that is the list of the way in which the authors are viewing this subject. And it's interesting and certainly reassuring that each of the 28 articles has a compelling title, promising fascinating commentary within. To cite just one example, the article entitled "The Dark Side of Power, Corruption and Bribery Within the Energy Industry" is worthy of note, especially as it starts with a quotation from Cicero circa 770 BC, which is all the more relevant today in 2017. Here is a rapid changing area of law then, which transcends boundaries and which will ultimately affect the lives and livelihoods of everyone, regardless of geopolitical positioning within Europe. Let me conclude by saying that for students and academics alike, as well as practitioners, this book will function admirably as the starting point for further research in EU energy law, therefore eliciting a deeper understanding of it. With its extensive footnoting, it certainly contains a wealth of references, and the detailed table of contents and index make it one of the more accessible works that have recently become available on this complex and often controversial subject. And the publication date is cited at the 27th of October 2017. We've put the book on the web, the review of the book on the web, and it will be going to the journals. I think it's an important book, and one that I'm sure will be probably updated as and when in new editions. There's the front of it again, there's the spine, and then there's the back. I think the problem is with Brexit we really do not know what is going to happen next, but we've got a fairly good idea, and that means that these books will be with us for a long time. This is the middle of the book. You can see there's a lot of footnoting, frankly a bit too much in places in my view. However, it does give you the detail that you need. You can see the structure, the footnoting and the numbering and so forth, and you can see how detailed it is. It's a huge work of scholarship, and I'm very grateful to everybody involved for its production. So thank you very much to all, and very good luck for the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.